You make me feel so.
Right guys, I'm going to do a tear down on a washing machine to see the value after I tear it down. I'm going to tear it down a bit more than I usually would. Usually I just take the goodies out and then take it how it is. But to get it on my scales, I'll probably have to tear it down so I can get it on my scales, because they only go up to 40 kg. So yeah, see how it goes. So guys, as I tear this down in parts, so I've got an empty carcass, and then we've got the other bits here. Usually I'd leave all that together and that'd be like one whole thing, but to get it on the scales safely without breaking the scales, I just sort of dismantled the whole lot, which was a nightmare, because to get the drum out, as you can see here, look, I had to slice down the side with a grinder just to get that out. So the carcass on its own is worth, as you can see under there, £1.70. So that's just a carcass. I'm going to weigh the next bits in a second. So now we've got the drum, so I'll put the drum on there. I'll add this to the steel weight. Obviously there's a lot of plastic, but that'd be left inside usually. So the drum is worth £1.61 as it is at steel price. So then, like I said, there's a few other bits, now I'm going to chuck them on. So now we have the rest, so we have the ballast and the lid. So that's at £2.43 for the concrete bits. But obviously now taking it apart, I can't take that to the scrap yard, but usually if you leave it whole, you'd leave them in and take it as it is. So that's £2.43. So that's all the steel out of a washing machine. And then it's just the cables, the motor, there's a little circuit board. So I'll get weighing them bits up. So this is all the cable. So we've got the cable on there, which is worth 66p as it is. So that's single, so it goes for £1.60 a kilo. Got this one which is slightly lower value, but I've just chucked it on there. So that's 66p for the cable. And we have a board. There's a few little bits of cable on there, I'll probably snip them off later on. So we've got the board, just a low grade board, nothing on there really. So it goes for 3p. And then we have a chunky motor. So that goes for 40p a kilo. So the motor on its own is worth £2.26. So by the looks of that, if that is copper in there, I'll be taking that apart because the ones are worth doing. So yeah, I'm just going to tally it up quickly and see what the whole thing's worth. Right guys, so I tallied it all up. So basically what I've done is added all the weight together. So I've added the weight of the cables, the motor, the boards, all the steel, and a few little bits of plastic. So I've added it all together, and that comes to the weight was what was it, 64.2 kilos. That's why you can't lift them basically, because basically the concrete is where in the middle is, what was that, about 24 kilos on its own. So it's a bag of cement just on that concrete. So that weighs in total 64.2 kilos. So if you were to leave it how it was, if you didn't touch it, you didn't strip it down, you got off the side of the road, put it in your truck, take it to the scrap yard, it would be worth roughly £6.42. If you strip it apart, so you take the board, the motors and the cable out, you're then worth £8.68. So you make a profit of £2.26 by stripping it down. So £2.26, so roughly, what's that, it's a £9 an hour. If you've got 4 of them, you can do it in an hour. Well, if you had a load of them, you'd do them even quicker because you got your tools out, you're in the mode, they're all basically the same. So yeah, you'd make roughly £9 an hour stripping these down. So in America, if you strip it down, it would be worth £10.57. In Canada, that would be worth $14.18. Did I say pounds for America? I mean dollars. Australia, that would be worth $13.91. So I've got a breakdown at the end of the video. And that's all the prices, how it is, and then after you strip it down. But like I say, when you're doing these, you need to leave them how they are, basically. If the drum's stainless steel, then obviously whip that out, because at 70p a kilo, that's where you're going to make some money. But if it's just ferrous, then leave the drum in there, leave everything in there, leave your ballast in there, the concrete, and take it how it is. That way you're only moving one thing, you're not putting that much time into it. So you can get to the motor, they make it so you can change the motor, so there's access to the motor, whip that off. But to be honest, sometimes the motor, you can't even get the motor off if they've got a bit of rust on there or anything, and you can't get it off. Don't waste your time, just leave it on. Also, what I was going to say about the motors, if you're going to take this how it is, remember that most of the time this is cast aluminium. So at 95p a cent, it's worth putting a grind, well, undo these, but this one you need the right bit. If not, put a grinder through there, whip off your cast aluminium, because at 95p a cent, it's worth taking that off, because it'd be worth 40p a cent, 40p a kilo if you left it on the motor. Also, if you are taking washing machines apart and cookers and what have you, not really cookers because that's just your standard screws, but especially washing machines, you need something like this. I invested in this a while back now, and it has paid for itself 10 times. I think it cost me about £25, 20 to £25, and the amount of blood, sweat and tears that saved me is unbelievable. I used to have a smaller one, and yeah, okay, that done the trick, but this one, especially with these motors, sometimes you need the long reach nut bits so it can go down and whatever, and it's got all different kinds of bits. So yeah, I've got a few sets like this, just spare ones and what have you. But if you're going to get into this, you definitely need to invest in something like that. Definitely, it will save you so much blood on your knuckles, and yeah. So guys, yeah, people have been asking for this video, so hopefully this will help you out. And like I said, there'll be a breakdown at the end of the video about how much it's worth as it is, how much it is when you strip it down. So yeah guys, hopefully this has helped you out, and keep scrapping.